Are Liverpool favourites for the title?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'd still edge it to City. But obviously, we'll have a better idea once Liverpool go to the Emirates next week. This time next week, we should know a bit clearer how serious the credentials are. But all Liverpool can do is beat who's in front of them. People have been asking for that big test. The big test came today. And apart from the goal and a couple of nervy moments, Liverpool dealt with everything today. And it wasn't vintage Liverpool, which you could look at as a bad thing. But actually, if you're not playing well and you're still winning, that's even better.
Well, it's happy days, isn't it? Well, let's take you to next weekend then. It's Alex versus Robbie Lyle. It's Arsenal versus Liverpool. Can you just give a big message to the Arsenal fans right here, right now? Because this time next week, you might be walking out of the Emirates joyful like you are right now, or tears. Send them a message, mate.
Well, listen, I'm going to be with Robbie tomorrow, so I'll say it in person as well. But Arsenal, at this stage, are the pretenders. You know, Liverpool, obviously, we haven't been involved in the title race right up until the end of last season like they were, but we've been there and done it. We're actually waiting for Arsenal to go and do something to really shout about, and they're not going to have Saliba. Saka might be injured. As you said, City almost lost. So at this stage right now, it is Liverpool's, I'm not going to say title to lose, but it's definitely Liverpool's position to take. And if Arsenal show a good, decent performance next week, then they're back in the mix. But Liverpool can go to the Emirates and win. They can. We did it in the Cup last year. Had loads of injuries in the league game last year. There is a chance that Liverpool can win, and obviously if Robbie's there, I'll see him outside the ground. But to all the Arsenal fans, until you've won a league, a Champions League, can't really chat to us, really.
Can't talk.
You can talk, but
you won't be heard. You won't be heard.
You won't be heard. And when was the last time they won up here? This is the kind of place that you need to win when you come and try and win leagues. So at the minute, they're a very good team, but they're the pretenders. They're the best pretenders out there.
Just beating Chelsea. Are Liverpool, I know we're early on in the season, are Liverpool title favourites?
Next couple of fixtures, to be fair, hard couple of games. Got Real Madrid, City, got Arsenal next week. I think if we could get through this tough period of like the next couple of months, Christmas, if we're in a similar position, I reckon we can go for it.
What message have you got for Arsenal ahead of next weekend then? That's a massive game, mate.
Just be ready. I reckon it's going to be a big game, to be fair. What have you got to say about it?
Well, I reckon they should be scared. Now they don't have Saliba. Nunez looked absolutely quality today. If he starts next weekend, I reckon he'll do them.
Well, it's Curtis Jones as well. Curtis Jones was unbelievable today.
He was top. He was unbelievable.
Gravenberch's quality as well. The way he could just get the ball and take it past players. Honest God, if I was Declan Rice, I'd be like thinking ahead of the game for him.
Well, you'll probably have two people on Gravenberch at the moment.
To be fair, yeah, he's just like a racehorse at the race. He just glides past people. It's immense, honestly.
How impressed have you been with Arne Slot as well, mate? Let's face it, massive boots off the back of Jurgen Klopp. He's fit in so nicely, hasn't he?
I think that's the thing. I mean, it's not the exact same as Jurgen Klopp, but he's took his own thing and he's also brought Jurgen Klopp's style of play a bit. And it's just, I feel like we're a lot more in control of games. We look like we're going to concede a lot less. And to be fair, I think the boots he had to fill, you know, big character of the club as well. Jurgen Klopp, he's done really well, really good job.
Games like that, big 3 points in that, but it's all about our next fixtures. We just get 3 points and carry on and see where we go. But I thought we played a bit bad in the second half even, but not really bothered. 3 points is 3 points in it.
We say it's all about the next game. Obviously Europe. Then you got Arsenal next weekend. What message have you got for Arsenal ahead of Sunday?
Just yourselves.
Quickly, mate, just before you go. Jurgen Klopp, mate, massive boots to fill, right? Massive boots to fill. Slot's just, obviously, hate to say it, slotted in perfectly, hasn't he?
He has. You know what? Out of all the managers, Slot was one of the ones who I thought, who's this? You know what I mean? And then he's come in and I think he's proved everyone wrong, like, including myself, proved me wrong. I thought he was going to be a bit, you know what I mean? But he's been boss, and hopefully he can keep it going. And apart from that Forest game the other week, we've played boss. 3 points, 3 points. So hopefully we carry on and win the title, hopefully.
How good was Curtis Jones today, mate? Absolutely sensational. Someone said to me earlier, Curtis Jones, nothing but a squad player. Mate, he's been knocking on that door. I know he had injuries last season, but even before that as well, he was sublime. What message has he sent to Arne Slot? Probably going, listen, Gaffer, I know we've got McAllister, I know we've got Gravenberch, who's been sensational. Give me a shot.
Well, he's had his chance today. There was probably a couple of question marks raised over his inclusion, but he's just had a baby and scored the winner at the Kop end in the same week, so he's on cloud 9. And do you remember in pre-season he said he actually prefers Arne Slot's style? So I don't think Arne Slot's a doubter of Curtis Jones. It's more just when the opportunity arises, there's your chance, and he took it today. I've been calling for Curtis to play over Szoboszlai. They both played today. Obviously, McAllister came on and shored things up. But Curtis Jones, technically, is one of the best in the squad. You ask all the Liverpool players, they'll tell you Curtis Jones, what he can do on the ball, the way he can hold it up. He was so strong today. Leaves the ball at a good time, doesn't hold on for it for too long. And he had a great performance today, and he's man of the match. Even though Salah gets the goal and the assist, Curtis Jones absolutely brilliant today.
I need to take you into the first half, mate, because there was something quite controversial that happened. We saw it with Saliba yesterday. Straight red against Bournemouth, last man. Similar sort of situation with Tosin bringing down Jota. I know the other defender was in close proximity to what was happening, but should Tosin have been sent off?
Well, technically, he was the last man. People can argue that there was Colwell, 10 yards away from him, behind him. And when the play stops, obviously Colwell's run forward, so it doesn't look like he's the last man. But he was the last man, and I can see why they haven't given it. But once you give the one yesterday, you've got to be consistent, and it's a red card.
It happened at Fulham as well. Obviously, Joachim Andersen got sent off as well. Saliba did it. Are they just going like, oh, do you know what? Everyone's going to start talking. Everyone's going to start talking if another last man gets sent off.
You're so right, because there is no consistency. But does it surprise you anymore? No. If we'd have drawn today, it would have been the big talking point. But because there were so many cards and drama, you almost forgot about it. But he was the last man, and that injury, he lands on Jota, and it looks like he's done his rib cage. He tried to play on for 10 minutes and couldn't do it. So that yellow card has led to Jota potentially now being injured.
And how many times has Jota been on the injury bench as well, especially? He's a phenomenal finisher. He's a phenomenal striker as well. But injury prone, and Liverpool fans don't want to see that, do they? No,
listen, that's why I'm wearing his hat right now. He's one of the most clinical finishers up there with Mo Salah at the club. The more that he plays, the more chances you've got of winning games, winning trophies and titles. So if he is out, you're going to have to look at Núñez through the middle, which didn't really work today. Obviously, he put himself about, made some big tackles, was good defensively. But I think if he scores in midweek, because Núñez will probably start in midweek now against Leipzig, you throw him into that Arsenal game. But obviously Jota is, like I said, one of the most clinical lads in the team. So hoping he comes back sooner rather than later. And he does get injured a lot, but a lot of them are like innocuous injuries. They're not like hamstring pulls. A lot of them, at Brentford away last season, someone fell on him again and he was out for weeks. So he's not got a good record with people falling on him, to be honest.
Curtis Jones, mate, speak to me about him. Won a penalty, scored a goal.
Yeah, brilliant performance by Jones. He's had a lot of injuries. It's been hard for him to get into rhythm a lot of the time in his Liverpool career. But when he performs exceptionally. We all want him to see him well. He's a home boy. So yeah, great performance. Really, a lot of grit. Chelsea at home, away is never easy. You have to have fight for 95 minutes. Lots of fouls. But yeah, he was up for the game. Very physical. Penalty, great goal. Long may it continue. 100%.
So obviously you're impressed by what you've seen from Klopp. Big boots to fill off the back of him leaving. Yes. In all the trophies, what are you winning this season?
What are we winning this season? I think it's early to say. Obviously, we have to be winning trophies every season. I do see some fans, top 4 and a Carabao or that. I think we're top of the league now. Let's ensure the winning run continues. I think I'd take an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup, but I don't see why we can't
win. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and obviously top 4.
If you gave that to me now, FA Cup, Carabao Cup and top 4, I'd probably take it. Because look, as I said, there's no pressure on Slot. The pressure's on Arsenal, Arteta. That's 5 years as a manager of Arsenal. If he doesn't win anything, that's embarrassing. We all laugh at Arsenal. City are City, but without Rodri, they're not the same. They scraped a win against Wolves. But again, I can't say with 100% confidence we will win the Premier League, but we have a great chance at the trophy. We have to ensure the standards are kept for the whole season.
And we've got to remember about this season as well. Van Dijk hasn't signed a contract. Salah hasn't signed a contract. Trent links to Real Madrid. Yes. Does that scare you?
100%. Of course, it scares everyone. The Trent and Van Dijk ones, in my opinion, are slightly more important. Not to disrespect Salah, but obviously we know the status of Van Dijk. Trent is a generational talent. Salah is a legend, and he will always be a legend. But I do think there's a hierarchy in terms of the importance of getting the contract sorted, especially Trent. But I don't see why Van Dijk shouldn't sign. I don't know how. I think he's 32, 33 now. He can stay on for 2 more years at the top. Salah's a difficult one because there are replacements. Because Salah probably has reached his peak, and I think he'll stay quality this whole season. But it's a difficult one, yeah. But Trent has to stay, and he should stay. I don't know why he would want to leave to Real Madrid. He's a Liverpool legend. If he leaves, that's a different matter, and I think that will be devastating.
He's still so young as well.
Yeah, I think 25 or so. Lots of potential still in the future.
Are Liverpool now title favourites?
Do you know what? After there's a Saliba red card next week, yeah? After that, yeah, I think we're up there. Right, Saliba next week. They just lost to Bournemouth. I think Liverpool are full blown up there. Of course they are. Listen, we're the best team in the world by far. There's not even a debate about it.
I was going to ask you, my next question was going to be, what's your message to Arsenal? But I think you've just given it right there, haven't you?
They're scared. I tell you now, they're scared. I'm going next week and I'm excited for it. I was a bit worried for I would have taken a draw. Now Saliba's gone. We're winning the lot.
I want to take you into the first half quickly, mate. Tosin brings down Jota. We saw a similar thing happen to Saliba at Bournemouth yesterday, got sent off. Should Tosin have been given his marching orders?
It's penalty. At the end of the day, it's penalty. Is that what you say? It's penalty. It is.
Well, he was last man. It was like just after the halfway line.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. And also, yesterday, there was Saliba against Bournemouth. I looked at it, same thing, yeah. Listen, if it happens against you, you're upset. At the end of the day, if it's against you, you're upset. Other way round, you're happy with it. Do you know what I mean?
Curtis Jones was phenomenal tonight, mate. Absolutely phenomenal. How far away is he from England, do you reckon?
Curtis Jones? Nah. Curtis Jones is a squad player. Gravenberch's miles better. McAllister. Listen, we played our second team today and we still rolled over Chelsea.
Have you ever seen a manager fit in so nicely like Arnie? Yeah, he is literally slotted in. He's filled those boots, hasn't he? Not just yet, but so far, he's filling those boots nicely, isn't he?
So far, he is perfectly. I mean, I can't say perfectly because I'm sure he still has sleepless nights about that Forest result. I'm sure he drifts off.
Shuts his eyes and Callum Hudson-Odoi's there.
Yeah, literally. So, can he fill Klopp's boots? It's almost the impossible question. Until you win a Premier League or Champions League, you're not even really in that conversation, in my liking. But all he can do, we're not playing Champions League finals and Premier League last games of the week every week. So all he can do is play who's in front of him and win. And that's what he's done 99% of the time.
If he does a Premier League and Champions League double this season, does he overtake Jurgen Klopp?
I don't know, that's still a bit early.
That's steep, isn't it?
It's very steep. But do you know what? The funny thing is, no one's asking this question, can he do better than Klopp? It's all about, can he fill his boots? Can he get to the same level as Klopp? We might be looking back in 5 or 6 years and he's won more than Klopp did in that period. But you can never replace Klopp. But he's doing a very good job at making us not forget about Klopp, but get used to him and his mannerisms and his way of playing. And we're used to that now. So we're heading into November in a great position, and that is because of Arne Slot's great start.
Boys, did you just prove that Liverpool are now title favourites?
Definitely. I think a lot of people didn't count us as title contenders at the start of the season, but today we have shown by beating that good Chelsea side that we are serious.
Mate, I know it's big boots to fill. Slotter's had massive boots to fill.
The ref had a shocker.
Ref had a shocker.
Absolute shocker. And that's what you're
the camera's there. Say it to the camera there. He's not saying it to the camera. Mate, Slotter's had massive boots to fill from Jurgen Klopp. He's fitted in just nicely, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not doing the same thing as he's got his own style of football. So just want to say, Ryan Gravenberch is a better defensive midfielder than Rodri.
Better than Rodri?
Better than Rodri.
Have you lost your head?
No.
You're not lost your head?
That's it.
Quickly, mate, quickly, just before you go, I know you've got to rush off. What message you've got for Arsenal ahead of the game next weekend?
We'll be there.
You'll be there?
Yeah, we'll be there.
You're going to beat them?
Watch out, yeah. Watch out.